Welcome to Lyric Lab Poetry. My name's Martin Jago, and welcome to this anniversary video of Lyric Lab Poetry. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. It was a year ago this week that I set out on that journey of launching the YouTube channel with a very simple and clear aim in mind to create a year's worth of weekly videos that would give you something useful regarding poetry and the writing of poetry, whether you are a lover of poetry, whether you are a student or an established or emerging poet or a teacher of poetry. The aim was to provide you with information that might serve you in the writing of good poetry. Now, whether I've achieved that aim or not is entirely your decision, not mine. If you've taken anything away from any of these videos that has served you in any way whatsoever, then my work here is done. And in many respects, the work is done also of Lyric Lab Poetry's original idea and the kind of range and scope of this project. But I don't want to stop because I really love making the videos. I've learned a lot from making the videos, actually. It's taught me a lot about my own practice and methodology. Sometimes there have been videos that I've made and then I've gone away and examined my own practice. And then of course there are all the firmly held beliefs that I get to sort of re-examine and re-challenge through the making of these videos. So it's been really, really useful. I think moving forward, I don't know what would happen next, and that's exciting, but I would like to ask for your help. If there are videos in the series that I have not yet made that you think might be useful or interesting, please do pop those ideas in the comments below and I will take them very seriously. I will take a good look at them and see if I can make a video that you have suggested to plug the gaps maybe in the series and add more sort of dynamism and looking at the subject material from different perspectives. Now, just because this is the anniversary episode, it does not mean that the video gets off lightly. It still has to do the work of providing you with something useful in terms of poetry, and what better way to do that than a few handy prompts. And I'm taking the idea that is central to this video, which is one about beginnings and endings. And the thing I want to do is to reframe that and think about how we might approach that subject area from a slightly different sort of perspective, reframing perhaps. And the first prompt I have for you, therefore, is to write a poem that touches on the idea of beginnings and endings, but from the perspective or angle of entrances and exits. Maybe the speaker of the poem is sat outside or across the road from a hair salon. Someone enters and comes out new made. Maybe it's a place of worship. Maybe it is a bar that they stumble out of, but they enter and exit from. Or maybe those are too obvious. You think of the building that they enter and exit and that transformation that takes place. So that is the first prompt that takes this idea of beginnings and endings. And this is the second prompt, is to write a poem that takes place in an airport, because I think about sometimes beginnings and endings as kind of arrivals and departures. And I ran to my bookshelf and I grabbed this book when I was thinking about this earlier, Ada Limon, a wonderful collection of poetry. Really love this, Bright Dead Things. And on page 88, there's a wonderful poem here, which is the problem with travel. The first line of which is, every time I'm in an airport. In many respects, it is a poem about home. And see if you can find that poem. It's a really good one that will get your sort of creative juices flowing in terms of this particular prompt. And then I want you to give me a prompt, since this is the anniversary episode. Can you think of a way in which you could reframe that idea of beginnings and endings, and to create a short prompt with that and pop that into the comments below for myself and for other people watching the videos? And there's another way you can take this idea of beginnings and endings. I have another collection of poetry here. I was reading earlier today, a really good collection, Chaotic Good by Isabel Baffy. And the first poem in this collection does something really interesting. It's what I would call a mirror poem, where, let's say, for example, you have a stanza 1, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. And then stanza 2 starts with the last line of stanza 1, and it kind of goes in reverse. So the same lines are repeated, but backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so the second stanza begins with the last line of stanza 1. And it's a very interesting device. See if you can somehow work that into one of those poetry prompts maybe. And then the last idea I'll come back to, I've mentioned this previously, I'm sure, Robert Frost's kind of well-used technique of ending the poem on the first line of the poem, so we come back to the beginning in a way. So there are a few handy poetry prompts in this anniversary video. It just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very, very much for your support. Thank you for watching. Please do give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because there will be more videos to come. Maybe not every week, but they will be coming sometime in the future. And I'll be back with more poetry content